Hey everybody, Scoutcrafter here again. Couple good projects today. First we have a restoration and then we have a fabrication. First we're going to restore a nesting screwdriver, an old brass nesting screwdriver, and then we're going to fabricate a handle for a #1 Phillips. So let's get to it. Should be okay. Fun. First up we got this nice nesting screwdriver. Probably dates back to the 50s or so. These were pretty common back then. You see I did one before that was a nesting hammer, but over here you can see it's a little bit of tarnish. We got a little bit of banging up on the corners here. The knurling looks in decent shape, and the end cap can use a little bit of work, you see there. And other than that, let's get to it. As you know how these nesting screwdrivers work, comes apart like this, and we have a second screwdriver here. Tip looks in good shape. That comes apart, and then we have what some people think is a third and final screwdriver, but if you look really closely and you pull that out, this unscrews to give you one of those, like an eyeglass screwdriver. Now you can see here the tip needs some work here. We'll try and work on all these tips, get these all done up, and see if we can get this looking nice again. Now you can see here a little bit of a dilemma we can have. You see, even though we cleaned it up nice, it looks nice and shiny. You can see the gouges, the nicks over here, and this is a little difficult. We can, and especially it's curved here. We're going to try and take that out, and we're going to just put the shank in the lathe and see if we can turn it down a little bit. Now you know my favorite part. Remember what the screwdriver looked like before we started. Okay, we're calling this project done. This was fun, right? Everything came out nice. Did the blade over. Got rid of most of those nicks and gouges. Remember, that was all in here. How nice is that? Knurling always looks good. Polished it up. Did the end cap over. Ground all the facets down. Polished the back, so the back is it's like a mirror. There's my iPhone, and here I am. Okay, let's see what the inside looks like. Which is nice about this one is they all came out good. Here's the reground on the blade there. The polish out on here. And that's #2. #3 looks very nice. Again, with the regrind on the blade. The polish out. And then, of course, the last one, the eyeglass one. This always comes in handy, and the polish in the back. So this was a very enjoyable project, and it's a little more difficult than it looks because of the time that it takes to get all these things and the size of them. But if you won't be able to get the scratches out of anything, sometimes you have to go underneath it, and that's what we did. So you'd never know that there was a 1/32 shaved off there, but you see what a difference it makes. Okay, let's get to next project. Real quickly, my next project, I needed a #1 Phillips like this one here. And you can see most #1 Phillips, they come about 3.5 inches long, the blade. I needed just a little bit longer blade for some electronic projects I'm going to be doing. And I want to make a handle, so that's what I'm going to do now on the lathe. So let's get to that. Okay, I'm starting off with a piece of 6061 aluminum. And I had this old set of screwdriver shafts from Ryan. These are... They probably had a handle that went with it, but there were some different backs, and I bought these as a set, and I just figured I would use them when I can. And then I just cut off about a 5-inch piece, and yeah, I do use cutting fluid when I'm using my hacksaw. Now, whenever you have something long in the lathe that hangs out too long, you got to use a steady rest. That's what that red thing is. And then we just cut off the back and faced off the back so that we can eventually use the tailstock to steady it. And then we had to start drilling the hole for the screwdriver. And when you're drilling into aluminum, especially longer aluminum, you have to make sure that you step up in bits because they do get clogged up. Aluminum has a tendency to gall up after a while. So you use a lot of fluid and different bits. And here we flipped it around. This is the back of the screwdriver now, and we're just making that contour, that nice contour in the back of the screwdriver. And that's a contour tool that I have there. You grind that special for whatever shape you want. Then I just went over the shaft of the screwdriver to clean it up. Flipped it around again. Of course, we have to do cleanup every once in a while. Aluminum gets all over the place. Flipped it around, and now we're going to work on the front of the screwdriver, that little contour, as you could see. And that's very enjoyable, but going back and forth until you get to the right shape that you want. And this is all done by eye. There's no plans or anything. You just undo it till you feel that it's good enough. After that, we just trimmed off and contoured the front, the very front. Now this is the knurling tool. It's a squeeze knurling tool. I've had it for quite a while, but I've never gotten to use it yet. And this is the first time I'm using it, and I'm extremely happy with it. And then again, touched up the back to make sure. And then we put in some grooves, just for your own taste. This time I went with 3 grooves, and I wanted to put some color on this screwdriver to break it up a little bit. And I went epoxied in the shaft, and then finally did the colors with Tamiya clear paints, clear red, clear yellow, and then eventually clear blue, the primary colors. And that's it for this screwdriver. Okay, we're calling this project done. Really happy with the way this came out. Like I said, I needed that longer blade length, and you see this one here is about 6.5 inches long, so it's plenty good for when I'm going to use it. It is a number 1A Phillips tip, and you can see here we did the knurling, shaped it out nice, polished the back, did the 3 colors in red, yellow, and blue, primary colors. The knurling with the new knurling tool came out really nice. Look at that knurl, huh? Just a beautiful, and it feels so nice in the hand. It's just a lovely screwdriver. I really like this. Like the way it came out. I love making my own tools when I can. And I thought maybe you'd like a little time on the lathe, so that's why we did this one. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a nice day. Take care now. Bye-bye.